Hi guys, warm welcome to you and thank you for subscribing to my channel. Today we'll perform maintenance mode of electric power brake on Mazda 6. The same procedure applies to all Mazda vehicles listed in the description. We'll replace rear brake pads and discs on a Mazda CX5 KF, and I will explain why exiting maintenance mode ends with malfunction and therefore a replacement of the caliper. We'll also take a look at newer model of rear brake calipers on the Mazda vehicles. After watching this video, you will be able to perform the job yourself on most of the Mazda brakes, even if you have never worked with cars. Let's begin with starting maintenance mode. Switch on the ignition. Depress the brake pedal and release your handbrake by pressing the electric park brake switch. While the ignition is on, depress the accelerator pedal and press the electric park brake switch. Hold them both depressed. Turn ignition off and back on again. You will hear longer than usual sound of electric motors, and amber color warning light with the letter P will come up on the display. Now you can release both the switch and pedal and turn the ignition off. The maintenance mode is ready. Now ending maintenance mode. Switch on the ignition, depress the accelerator pedal, pull up the parking brake switch, switch the ignition off and then on again. You will hear the same longer sound of the parking brake motors. The warning light will go off. Now you can release the accelerator pedal and turn the ignition off. You're ready to go. Well, not entirely, because you need to check for brake dragging after ending the maintenance mode, but more about it in the further part of the video. The construction of rear brakes is straightforward. Two bolts fasten the caliper to the bracket. Remove them and back up the caliper's piston. You can utilize water pump pliers to back it up by squeezing it. Remember, the caliper's internal parts could be damaged while rotating and pushing the piston. Some customers complain about electric power brake malfunction and warning lights, claiming that it all happened after ending the maintenance mode. Here is why. The inner brake pad has a protrusion that must engage with one of the slots in the piston. So once you back up the piston and assemble new brake pads, you will see that there is a gap. The protrusion doesn't engage with the piston, as you can see here. The gap will be even greater if we reassemble brake pads with some wear, for instance after cleaning. When you end the maintenance mode, as an electric motor turns and the brake pad's protrusion does not immobilize the piston, it damages its mechanism. I'm using a flat spanner instead of an electric motor to visualize its operation and show you its construction. No matter which direction you turn the piston, it spins around and it's not coming out. Here is how it looks disassembled. Caliper's piston and those internal grooves are to engage with inner part incorporating planetary gear. In a nutshell, to prevent damage to the caliper's internal part, it is essential to depress the brake pedal before ending the maintenance mode, so that the piston is engaged with brake pad protrusion. Here is a newer brake pad caliper you will recognize by its different shape, and it is to be found in Mazda 3 and more recent models of 6 and CX5. This piston doesn't require immobilizing, and the brake pad protrusion does not exist. Then the risk of unintentional damage is eliminated. Nowadays, rear brake pads don't hold for a long time before replacement, and the main reason for that is lack of maintenance. And it is not only related to Mazda vehicles, but other brands as well. Here are the points to be cleaned so that the brake pad moves freely sideways. You will see in a moment that the other one is stuck. The easiest way to clean it is to remove the calipers brackets and file it off or sandblast rust so that you fit the brake pads easily. If you reuse the brake pads, clean them in the points of contact with the bracket. The bracket is fastened with 2 bolts. Once you have it out, inspect those guides for free movement and sufficient lubrication. As you can see, I'm mixing a bit of Mazda 3 and CX5 brakes to show you how similar they are. For those of you who want to replace brake discs, do not use a hammer, it will damage your wheel bearing. Use bolts 8 mm in diameter instead to remove them. Make sure to clean the wheel hub. If you mount a brake disc on an uneven surface, it will create vibrations while braking. Don't forget about the metal mounting set for brake pads. If present on your car, it should be clean as well. Once the brake discs and calipers bracket are in the place, lubricate contact points of brake pads. When everything is installed, the first thing to do is depress the brake pedal a few times and check for drag in both wheels. In case the brake dragging is present, check if protrusion is at the correct place. The wheels must turn without any resistance. Now it is time to end the maintenance mode. Then engage the handbrake and release, and check for brake dragging again. If present at this stage, you have a problem with your brake caliper.